So we have some new numbers out. This is if the 2020 election was held today. Take a look. Biden beats Trump 53-41. Bernie beats Trump 51-41. Kamala Harris wins 48-41. O'Rourke 47-41. Warren 48-42. Booker 47-42. Gillibrand 47-42. And by the way, Trump's overall approval rating is 40%. Disapproval's 57%. Now, the reaction to this tweet is why we are covering it. By the way, it's from Public Policy Polls. But the reaction to this is why we're covering it. People are getting too comfortable. Too many pundits are starting to sound a hell of a lot like they did in 2016 when they were like, obviously Hillary's going to win in a landslide. She didn't. So this early on, throw these polls out, man. This early on, you could throw them out. As we get closer, they become more relevant. But right now, because we haven't even seen how they're going to run their respective campaigns. We don't know who the nominee is going to be. Then when the nominee is head-to-head with Trump, how are they going to run their campaigns? How's the economy going to look at the time? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and people are getting too smug and too comfortable already, where they're like, whoever the Democrat is, they can win. You underestimated Trump once, and you seem to never learn the fucking lesson, because he's going to do his fake populism again, and he's going to make you... Here's my biggest fear. The worst mistake the Democrats can make is this. Not just running a vapid, vacuous loser with platitudes and cliches. That's a big issue. But my fear is the Democrats are going to over-rely on pearl clutching. So what does that mean? Trump says something that's either incorrect or politically incorrect, either one, okay? And the reaction is by the media and whoever the Democratic candidate is something along the lines of, "Oh, how dare you, sir? You have crossed the line. You must apologize." Okay, that whole, I need you to take that whole philosophy, that whole mentality of we're above the fray and we're better than that and how dare you? I'm so offended by what you said, good sir. How could you? Responding to any point he makes like that, you lose. Immediately. I don't care what he said. You lose. You lose. Because you're trying to put the genie back in the bottle. You're trying to put the cat back in the bag. Listen, everybody already knows. Ain't no rules anymore, bitch. Ain't no rules. Ain't no fucking Washington, D.C. elitist playbook. A textbook on exactly how you run and exactly how you do your thing, and you gotta do the general election pivot, run to the left in the primary, run to the right in the general. Throw that book out! Throw it out. All of that has been proven dead wrong. Trump violated every rule in that book and won. So when you try, that's old politics. Somebody says something outrageous, oh! Don't we all agree? That was so outrageous. Twasn't it? The whole strategy of pearl clutching in response to anything he says, even if it's genuinely outrageous, you have to fight it on those terms. You don't get to pull the I'm above the fray, I'm so offended, how dare you. Anything that's like, how dare you, not going to work. It has to be, think of Bernie is wonderful at responding to Trump. Why? Because Trump's going to get in the gutter, Trump's going to say stupid shit, Trump is going to say outrageous and offensive shit. But what's Bernie going to do? Listen, while this man is over here talking about silly things, talking about this, and that, bottom line is we have 29 million Americans that don't have health care. 7 million more Americans don't have health care under his administration. The top 0.01% of the 0.01% now holds 80 zillion% of the wealth and income in this country. And what I want to do is I want to make sure every man, woman, and child has health care in this country. Health care is a right and not a privilege. Bernie drives the conversation with policy substance, and then it puts Trump in a weird position because now if you respond like a child, which is what he defaults to, you sound like a child. Then if you try to step to him, if you say, okay, I can't do that, I got to step to him toe-to-toe on substance, you can't step to him on substance. He wins either way. He knows how to fight. He knows how to do it the right way. Clobber him over the head with substance. People go, that guy's serious. This guy's a joke. What are we doing? Wake up. But what gives Trump a favorable reaction? When people try to pretend like you're above the fray And you, oh, I'm so offended by what you think it's her. How could you? People are going to go, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. So I'm just warning everybody. And I fear Kirsten Gillibrand would run the How Dare You campaign. I honestly fear Kamala Harris, definitely after seeing her launch video, totally would run a How Dare You campaign. O'Rourke would do that. And honestly, Elizabeth Warren, I'm scared to death of her listening to her advisors and doing what they want. Because the advisors are going to fuck her up 12 ways to Sunday. Her instincts are usually right. Her instincts are relatively populist, and it's to stick to wonky issues, but explain them in a straightforward way. Her instincts are good. She's a good natural politician, but she always listens to her advisors over her instincts, and she ends up saying silly stuff, man. And she ends up, trying to be somebody she's not, and I'm going to get in the mud with Trump, and I'm going to wrestle him. See, here's my DNA test. I'm like tiny percent Native American. I got you. Just don't sling mud back at him. Sling policy back at him, and then you win. And I'm afraid she won't do that. I'm afraid she's going to try to fight fire with fire and be out-childish him and start pulling the how dare you cards when he says something offensive, and it's just not going to work. So don't be too comfortable. Bad idea. Treat him as a legitimate threat because he is.